Practice at the Nürburgring was finished and there were some interesting points that were drawn once the session was completed. McLaren are still the team to beat, however Renault do seem to be resurging, improving their package this weekend and saying they do hope to be the best team by the halfway point of the season. Sauber were a shock team in practice who had some incredible pace and could be in for a possible podium on Sunday. Both Saubers had not been lower than 7th all weekend and Massa finished second practice in 2nd place. Finally, Ferrari had an engine upgrade for this weekend for Michael Schumacher, who will be driving it in his home Grand Prix, but with initial signs not being great, it seems the engine is far too aggressive on acceleration and the traction control is struggling to stay on top of the engine. Now, after all this, we'll jump into qualifying and see how things shape up for the European Grand Prix.
Yo, what's going on guys, it is Tom and welcome back to a brand new video, and this is episode number 7 of Schumacher Returns, and we are here for the Nürburgring or the European Grand Prix, and this is the 7th round of the calendar, and this is Michael Schumacher's home race, so he's going to be keen to impress here in front of his home fans, and as per usual, we are gearing up for our one and only qualifying lap, so Michael just prepping himself now to come through the final corner, but at the moment, Giancarlo Fisichella has put his Renault on pole position, so Renault really are resurgent here this weekend. They've shown some really good pace in practice, and they could be a team to watch out for, but here we go then. Michael is now on his lap as he makes his way into the first corner, and he actually has a huge lockup into the first apex there, and he loses a ton of time already, so he's really on the back foot already now, as he misses apex now through turn number 2 as well, so a shocking couple of corners there, and a little bit of a tank step on the exit of 2, so a really poor first sector from Michael Schumacher so far, and he's going to have to do some massive recovery work throughout the rest of the lap to try and pull this back, because he's most probably going to be down in the first sector split as we come across it right now, and let's see how far down he is. He is almost 9/10 down on Fisichella in the first sector, so Michael's got a lot of work to do in the rest of this lap to try and recover now, and so far so good for Michael. Apart from those 2 mistakes at the first couple of corners, he's had a really good lap so far, really stringing it together as we now go into the hairpin here. It's very tricky corner because you're downhill braking and you can easily lock up. Michael's just being patient there on the throttle, waiting for his moment, powering through the throttle now as we approach the famous Schumacher S now, trying to keep it as flat as possible and trying to maintain as much speed as you can. Michael missing his apex slightly there through the first part of the corner as we now make our way into this very tricky 90-degree left-hander. Michael loses the rear end and he's actually spun round. Michael has spun round, so because this is only one qualifying lap, this means that Michael's probably going to start from the back of the grid. So a spin from Michael Schumacher in qualifying, which is a really, really poor, just a shocking turn of events and not what was wanted, and that's going to really hinder Michael's chances of a race win tomorrow. So Michael's really giving himself an uphill battle for Sunday's race, but these are the final qualifying results, with Fisichella on pole ahead of Montoya and Raikkonen, and then Nick Heidfeld in 4th with Barrichello all the way up in 5th place, and then both of the Saubers within the top 7 surprisingly, with Fernando Alonso way down in P18, and then obviously Michael started from the back, but that was all qualifying, and we're now going to jump into the race. So here we are then, it is race day on the Sunday, and Michael's got a lot of work to do this afternoon, and he's got to really pull it out of the bag, starting from the back of the grid in his home race, his worst qualifying of the season. We're going to gear up to the 4 red lights as Schumacher gets underway right about now, getting a pretty decent start off the line straight away, and now it's a case of preparing yourself for the ever so tricky first corner, which has been the scene of so many accidents here in the past, and Schumacher's just got to try and keep out of the crashes and keep his car in one piece as he dives up the inside of Alonso, and can he get past Sato there? No, he can't. Sato gives him a good old squeeze, and Alonso spins out in the background, and there's been another crash up ahead as Barrichello has actually spun out and has caused a massive pile up. Barrichello, who qualified all the way up in P5, has actually been spun round, or has spun round himself, and has caused up a massive pile up, and that's actually promoted Schumacher all the way into the top 10 in P10, so an incredible start from Michael Schumacher, and he's now going to try and overtake Mark Webber here around the outside of turn number 5. Can he make the move stick? Yes, he can. Fantastic move there from Schumi, and that starts absolutely unbelievable. 11 positions already after like 6 corners, and that was not expected whatsoever. That crash with Barrichello has really helped him out, and meanwhile Schumacher's trying to get past his brother now, Ralf Schumacher, but the straight line speed of that Toyota is absolutely unbelievable as we go into the hairpin, and Ralf is just going to hang it around the outside, and Schumacher's going to have to wait a little bit longer to try and pull off that move on his brother, but meanwhile, skipper later on, Ralf actually passed Jarno Trulli, and now Jarno Trulli is all out of shape here, and can Marco possibly get past the Italian here for P8? Trulli really goes slowly here, and it's allowing Marco Schumacher to get all over the back of him, and as we go onto the back straight now, Marco's cranked up the engine a little bit, picking out some slipstream, going onto the grass around the outside of Jarno Trulli, which will then become the inside for the chicane, and Michael's going to make the move there up the inside of the Italian, and it's a lot of work for him, and so far so good for Michael into the points already after lap 3, so fantastic start to the race from him. And skipping later on to lap number 6, there's an all 4-car train here of Massa, Ralf Schumacher, Villeneuve and Button, I believe, and this is all for P4, so if Michael can get past this sort of train of cars, Michael's going to be in fantastic shape for the rest of the race, and that would already be some incredible points. And we still got some 12 laps to go here as Schumacher goes up the inside of Massa there through turn number 5, an easy move on the Brazilian and his future teammate for 2006. And it's now a question of, can Michael overtake his brother Ralf, and it looks like he's going to try and make that move now, as Michael's got the engine well up into the full beans and he's really cranked up the engine now as he's pushing really hard to try and get past his cars. And here we go, they're picking up some huge slipstream on the straight. Michael's going to make an easy move up the inside of his brother, and it's light work there, and Michael taking it easy, making sure that he doesn't cost his brother any positions or makes him crash out of the race, even though Ralf just went off the track there in the background. And now it's Michael versus Villeneuve, the 1997 rivalry, and it's pretty much going to be absolutely incredible here as Michael goes up the inside of Jack Villeneuve through the left-hander. Villeneuve doesn't really go defensive that much because he knows he can't really compete with the Ferrari, and he just lets Michael through. But these two are really fierce rivals from way back in the day, and it's definitely no love lost between those two. But Michael's right up into P5, so fantastic race so far as we hit half race distance. And now it's a case of, can Michael overtake Jensen Button, who's in the BAR ahead of him? And look at this, Button just spun out of the chicane. Button's had a bit of his back end just stepped out there. He managed to catch it, but that's allowed Schumacher through into P4 and has promoted him now almost in you could say almost a podium position. So really good stuff now so far from Michael Schumacher. And now Schumi is hunting down Giancarlo Fisichella, who started on pole position, and I think that's Fisichella. Yes, he's gone for a spin. He's gone for a spin at the chicane, and Mark was in 3rd place in a podium position. Absolutely unbelievable here. And 3 laps later, Michael's actually caught up to the back of Nick Heidfeld, and just down the road there is Montoya, who's the man in the lead right now. So Michael could potentially win this race, which would be absolutely unbelievable considering where he started on the grid. And here we go, Michael's lining up Heidfeld for a move here. Heidfeld gets all out of shape at the chicane, but catches it just in time, and Michael has to whack on the brakes to make sure he doesn't go straight into the back of him. And it looks like Michael's going to take his time and make the move now on the pit straight, most likely, as Michael gets a beautiful exit out of the final corner, out of the Coca-Cola curve, and he's going to just go alongside Heidfeld and just breeze past him because of the engine power difference, and he's going to make the move there nice and easily way before turn 1. And Michael's got one more car between him and a race win at his home race, which would be absolutely unbelievable. And there's pretty much 4.5 laps ish to go, so Michael can definitely do this. And going all the way onto the final lap of the race, as you can see, Montoya is right there. And I've got to say, Montoya's pace, Michael couldn't keep up with him. Like, Michael was catching, but it wasn't enough to win the race. However, Montoya's encountered Christian Klein, who's a back marker, and he's holding him up. And look at this, Christian Klein is still there ahead of Montoya, and he's costing him so much time as we go on to the last lap of the race with only 3 more corners to go. Michael's right at the back of Montoya. Can he pass him into the chicane? And he's slowing. Oh, Michael's got a fire. Michael's got a fire on the back of the engine. It's looking like Michael's got a fire and he's broken down. Unbelievable. For the 2nd race in a row, Michael's broken down. Oh my, no, his engine's gone again, 2 races in a row. I believe last time Monaco is one of the Jordans, a back marker, who made his engine blow up, and now Michael's engine's gone again. The upgraded Ferrari engine, which was way more powerful than the previous one, has actually like just blown up and overheated behind the dirty air of the cars, and that is a terrible result for Michael Schumacher. And looking at the final race results, that means Montoya wins and Heidfeld's in 2nd, so those two extend their lead in the championship, with Button taking the 3rd podium place. And a very disappointing race for him, as you can see, Jack Villeneuve in 6th place, so Michael's going to be absolutely gutted with that. And Barrichello also finished all the way out of the points. But we're now going to jump into the driver standings to see how things shape up, and things are looking quite tasty as Montoya extends his lead, as does Nick Heidfeld in 2nd place. Michael stays in 3rd by the skin of his teeth, but Fisichella has actually caught right up to him, and Raikkonen's got himself up in the 5th place, with Ralf Schumacher getting himself into the top half of the table. And then looking at the constructors standings, as you can see, McLaren and Williams extend the lead. Honda have actually overtaken Renault, and Toyota right on just literally breathing down Ferrari's neck. And then Sauber have overtaken Red Bull because Villeneuve scored his first points of the season for the team. But nevertheless, guys, hopefully you have enjoyed this video, and if you have, then please do smash the like button. It lets me know that you are enjoying the videos, and if you're new around here, then please be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And let me know, guys, I've been Tony Seriously. That's about it for this video, and I'll see you in my next one very soon. Goodbye.